Hello everyone! As you noticed, I bought a new professional multi-purpose mic, which is good for making videos, recording my classical guitar and ukulele, and recording poetry, which you can listen to on my girlfriend's channel. It is Zoom H1n and I'm satisfied with it. In this video I'm going to show you my succulent composition, which I started in summer of 2018, and how to take care of such compositions. First I will tell you how I trim plants which have grown too tall and big, and how to trim plants which stretched after winter like this echeveria runyoni. I also will tell you some maintenance tips. After that you will see a slideshow about development of this terrarium. At first I start with cutting crassula muscosa, as it would be easy to reach other plants when I have already cut this one. It is very useful to cut this plant regularly, because it is very easy to propagate, and after losing its growth point, crassula starts to develop new branches. Every time when I make cuttings of this bush, it only becomes bigger. When tall and small plants are cut, we can deal with echeveria. As you can see, it has distinctive stem. The only thing you must do is to cut near the soil, remove old leaves and roots, and reroot it again. You can also leave the stem with roots where it is, and the stem can produce offsprings, but without any leaves it would be difficult. Nevertheless, I will not do that, so I will just remove everything. Let's make a little spoiler. This echeveria begins blooming when I am editing this video, so we can watch this in the nearest update. My other echeveria looks nice, so I will not do any manipulations on them. The root system of the echeveria is so large that I cannot remove it easily. The reason is light substrate, which consists of peat, perlite and vermiculite. This terrarium has pretty thick drainage layer made of lacquer. There is no mesh between soil and drainage layer, though it is advisable. I am thinking about new soil mix without perlite and vermiculite, because with time it washes up. Next plant is Gymnopedie, but frankly speaking I am not sure about what species it is, but this plant is extremely easy to grow and propagate. Here you can see all cuttings which I have after trimming. All crassula muscosa cuttings will be planted in a pot in the next video, so be in touch and subscribe to see how it is doing now. Let's replant our echeveria and Gymnopedias. I pick off some leaves from the bottom to leave bare stem from which roots will grow. It usually takes 2 weeks or so. I just stick them in where I like. Here you can see the overall look of my terrarium. After such manipulations it became more densely planted but very neat. The idea which I followed in making this terrarium is simple: to make a large densely planted terrarium with succulents which is extremely easy to take care of. After a couple of weeks I performed the same manipulation of cutting and rerooting with Gymnopedie paraguayanese, and I cut the most of the crassula muscosa bush to make it much smaller. Here you can see the composition now. Unfortunately, echeveria aurora all the time was not exposed to the sun, therefore it became a little leggy. The other plants have grown significantly, so I decided to trim them in order to have more cuttings to root and make the composition even more densely planted. To get to every plant in a sphere-like terrarium is a difficult task if you do not have long tweezers and scissors. I broke off some leaves of Senecio serpens. It is a pity that they do not grow from a leaf but only from a cutting. I want to keep the echeveria without its growth point to encourage new ones to grow. Pay attention to the algae growing on the walls. I love how it looks. And here the slideshow. At first there were 3 cacti and aloe aborescens, which you can see in the background. I planted crassula perforata and this echeveria pulodonis. Then I changed my mind as 2 cacti were infected with pests, and the 3rd one was eaten by my cat, and aloe will not grow in such dense compositions very well, so I replanted them in separate pots. I added new plants as I got them, sort of a poor picture quality. When I took them I did not intend to use them in a video.
Здорово.